In last week's video, I talked about numbing out and how that can seem particularly appealing during difficult times. And as we all know, this whole year has been a pretty difficult one with a lot of stress and different things coming up. So if you missed that video, you might want to go back and watch it, because in there I talked about making the decision to choose a better quality problem for yourself. And that's something I want to expand on today. By choosing a better quality problem, I meant choosing the option that's going to give you the most gains in the long run. You know, you can choose to have to deal with the problem of drinking too much, being hungover, feeling bad about yourself and being stuck in that cycle. Or you can choose to deal with the problem of having a craving to drink right now and needing to find a way to deal with that and unwind without alcohol. I know that when life is tough and things feel uncertain, then stepping into the unknown and choosing the different behavior, doing the right thing, it can feel like another thing on your to-do list, even though you know logically that's what you want to do. And that's why getting support on this journey is so important, because everyone has those doubts and wobbles. Everyone needs encouragement. That's one of the reasons that people come and join my course, my Stop Drinking class, so they can get that ongoing support to see them through the difficult moments. Now, seeing as my next course won't be starting until the new year, I thought it would be helpful to put together something that you can kind of focus on right now if you have those moments of doubts. Almost like a sober manifesto to remind you of why you're making this choice. So I'm talking about a list of statements and affirmations that you can read to yourself to remind you why you're on this journey. And once we put it together, you can do anything with it. You can write it on little sticky notes and keep them around the place to remind yourself of why you're doing this. You could take a photo of this list and put it on your phone as a screensaver, or save some of the statements as reminders and they can pop up on your phone at different times of day. I think it's really easy to give lots of energy and oxygen to all your fears and doubts and the negative things that you tell yourself. Most of us spend half the day doing that and practicing those negative beliefs without even really realizing it. And when that stuff becomes the soundtrack to your life, it's tiring. It makes change hard. So this process I'm about to talk about is really about consciously deciding to put your focus elsewhere, onto something that's going to help you. So I am going to run through some empowering statements that I think would look great on your list and on your sticky notes that you're going to put all around the place. But obviously, you can write whatever you like down here. I know you're going to have your own reasons and things that speak to you personally. So these are just my suggestions. But here's the kind of things I'm thinking of. I'm going to be so happy I didn't settle. I love this one because it's so true. You are going to look back and be so relieved that you didn't talk yourself into just making do with a drinking life and the hangovers, and you didn't convince yourself that that was all that was possible for you. It takes guts to choose something different, and it might be hard in the beginning, but you're going to be so pleased that you listened to that little part of you that knew there was something better available. So this statement is a great one to remind yourself of. Here's another one I love. I am committed to taking proper care of myself. I like this one because it's a reminder that drinking isn't taking care of yourself. Pouring a toxic, cancer-causing drug down your neck isn't self-care. It just isn't. It's the very opposite of that. My sobriety is one of the few things I can control right now. In these uncertain times, it's comforting to focus on the things that we have control over. Coronavirus and the restrictions being imposed on us are not something we can change and avoid, but we can control how we respond to them and whether we choose to make ourselves feel worse by drinking. Choosing to drink or not That is totally within your power, no matter what's happening around you. Other people's standards don't have to be my standards. I love this one. So what if your friends, family, or partner think your drinking isn't a big deal? You know what's right for you. You know what you want for yourself and what you deserve. Life is easier when I stay alcohol-free. I like this affirmation because when we're working on changing something, change in itself can feel hard, and then it's kind of easy to start practicing the mantra that sobriety is hard. And that's really disempowering and not really true. Drinking is hard. Using alcohol makes your life so much more complicated because you're always having to figure out when to drink, where, how much. What about the next day? I mean, honestly, it's like looking after another child or having a part-time job. Now, I've actually got a list of 20 statements like the ones I've just mentioned that you can download below this video. I put it all together for you on one sheet. And like I said, these are just my ideas. You can add things to it that really speak to you. Perhaps there's something specific that you know you want to write down on that sticky note and see it somewhere to keep your attention on. And if you're not sure about this, try it anyway. Because here's the thing, you can go to bed tired because you've been beating yourself up all day and practicing your familiar negative stories about what a bad person you are and how you never stick at anything. You can do that. Or you can go to bed tired because you've been trying to practice some different thoughts and trying to tell yourself some new, more empowering stories. So it all comes back to what I said about choosing better quality problems for yourself. So I'm Kate B. Please scroll down below and let me know which one of these statements that I've mentioned resonated with you the most. Which ones are you going to be writing down and sticking around the place to keep your focus on? I'd love to know which ones speak to you the most. Let me know in the comments below. And I'm wishing you a really great week.